Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne. Happy New Year, happy 2025. We made it, we're here. Thank you so much for being here on my channel. I appreciate every one of you. If you're new, welcome. I'd love to have you be a regular viewer, of course. And if you're coming back, you know I love and deeply appreciate you. If you like what you see when you hear these readings, please do me a big favor and just kind of glance over to that little button or the thumbs up and just give it a push, because it's one of the best things you can do for us YouTube enthusiasts, and the way to increase our channel, being seen. And then from that, we eventually get paid, which is how we survive. And no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to, no pressure on your part. But here's the thing, seriously, I, as I mentioned, am somebody who reads because I have messages to give. And this is specifically for the general reading of Leo. But the thing is that, I mean, not everybody's going to resonate. That's just reality, or it doesn't necessarily happen. The reading and the messages may not resonate at that moment. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a good percentage of you where this may be a reading actually just for you. I don't know. I'm just like I said, the conduit, if you will, as are the tarot cards or the runes or the crystals, all the things that I speak about, the metaphysical part of life, dimensions, the mystic mentions. They're so real. They're so important for all of us. And so, yes, I would love you to give me a chance and recognize that these could be the messages for you. So I do always start my readings with the chakra check, and I will continue to do that. I am going to put this beautiful 8-card pile underneath the table so I cannot see, but I'm shuffling it up. You might be able to hear that. You also might be able to see my beautiful cat Eclipse, who I've noticed when I'm looking back and maybe trying to check out the volume and whatnot of my videos. He's hopping around in the corner over here. So he's my man. He's one of the best, and I am very blessed to have him. He will be 5. I adopted him in 2020, and that was a beautiful, interesting experience. But yeah, he's very spiritual himself. Taurus with some definite Gemini aspects, a little bit of Capricorn, and I'm not memorizing it, but of course I looked up his chart immediately, and he's guesstimated to have been born around like May 10th, 11th. I got him about 5 weeks, but I digress. So we've done a little shuffling here. Your particular chakra that Spirit would like you to be focusing on today, yes, oh, of course, Leo. This is your power. This is you. You are ruled by the sun. I mean, a lot of times you can, even if you're not really well versed in the different characteristics and traits of different signs, I can spot a fire sign a mile away. And a Leo, because of their beautiful mane of hair, it's pretty obvious. And there's some planet that has Leo in their chart because their hair, you're like, are you a Leo? And they're like, yup. But this is fantastic. This is our solar plexus. This is the 3rd chakra up. And this is what gives us our confidence and our strength and all the things that you have naturally. However, I think it's fair to say that I believe with Leo, or Mars, I should say, being in Leo in retrograde since December 6th, it's probably been a notable change in your energy. Have no fear. This is only temporary, and I still feel you have energy to boot anyway. But most of the time, the people I have been talking to, the readings I've been doing, any fire signs thus far, and others, we're all affected by Mars. The planet of, warrior, passion, fire. Aries is ruled by it, another fire sign. It's confliction. It's all the things that, can bring us to a next stage sometimes. Sometimes the uncomfortable conversations or arguments are what break things through and get to the other side. It's not my favorite way to go about doing things. As a Libra, I prefer the less discord, the better. But, you know, to each his own. I have an Aries moon, so don't kid yourself. I definitely have that fire in me as well, and sometimes it can explode as well. So, you know, no one's perfect, right? But I digress. So listen, that's not going to be a situation for you for too much longer, Leo. So I know you have a lot to do. I know you like to do a lot. You are the actor, I should say, of the zodiac. You are definitely incredibly creative, demonstratively passionate and loving. I mean, you take love very seriously, and you will do everything in your power to accommodate that love, whatever it may be, whether it's your career or that special person. I mean, they will be put on a pedestal and treated with the utmost of attention, and, you know, just you're very generous, and the list goes on and on. But yes, you have had this feeling of, and plus it's winter, you know, and it's darker earlier and it's colder, and it's a hibernation time anyway. And winter solstice was what? It's not even 2 weeks ago yet. It's going to be 2 weeks this weekend. So yeah, we're adapting, but here's the good news. Every day it gets a little bit lighter, right? So that helps with this solar plexus. But anyway, reading about the solar plexus, though, this beautiful chakra, all these energy centers that help to keep us in, you know, great balance and being the best we can be in all areas of our life, functioning properly and so forth. If they feel blocked and whatnot, you notice it. It is affected in that area, whatever it may be. You may have felt a lack of confidence. You may feel like, you know, you're not feeling strong and all the variables I just said. But the key words to talk to yourself about and do a meditation for any of your chakras, which I do daily. I asked Spirit to open them up completely and release all blocks so that I may receive all the things that are necessary to live the healthiest, best life possible. It's the third chakra, like I said. My body and personality are in harmony. I am strong, confident, and centered. I know who I am and the purpose for which I am here. Sounds like a Leo thing, right? Well, it is. And it's everything that we all can appreciate. You know, we all have Leo somewhere in our charts, you know, in one of the houses, more specifically. So each house in astrology, which is, I'm not going to go into detail, has each sign designated to it. So think about this and utilize this when you can, because this will absolutely help you to regain the energy that may feel a little waning or whatnot for various reasons, right? So anyway, that's that. And then I'm going to be putting the appropriate crystal in the necklace that comes with this whole set, which is just, it's a beautiful thing. I've mentioned it since I've gotten it in October, but I'm still bragging about it because I love it that much. And this bag carries all 7 of the crystals appropriate. And so for the, let me find that out first to be absolutely positive, because I forgot. No, it's the tiger's eye. That's right. Of course it is. Crystals are amazing that you can look up anytime you want to see their properties and their abilities and how they bring energy and protect, and just, I always have them with me. And amethyst is one of my favorites, and it's representative of our, you know, third eye or psychic abilities, and utilizing that and upgrading it and protecting and alleviating toxicity from our lives and such. So, but here we go for the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. Confident, powerful, purpose. Tiger eye, what does that say? Tiger eye stone. I radiate happiness and positive energy. Now, I've known a lot of fire signs, and I love the optimism that a lot of them, I mean, they just believe they can, when they want to do something, they're just so full of spirit and passion, like I've said many times, that it does get accomplished. That's what we're capable of. That optimism for me is my main way to approach everything in life. It's not for everybody. So if that's not for you, you definitely don't want to be with this channel, because yeah, it absolutely sets my mood every day. It sets the trajectory of my manifestations. It's worked numerous times over and over again as an older person that I'm just so confident in telling you that believe it and achieve it. That's pretty much what I can say about that. So the tiger eye is right in here. Once again, I'm digressing. This will be the last video I do for today. And like I said, I'm not where I want to be, but that's okay. I'm going to forgive myself and give myself grace with many things that have come into play unexpectedly. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that as well. But I have high hopes, and I've written out my intentions for this year. I've actually joined a challenge, a 30-day challenge with the, how would I word this? The group or the, I want to say organization. It's a network that is run by Chris Reck, and he's just phenomenal in what he does, but he's one of the best readers. I've been watching him for over a decade now. He's very generous and very caring, and he just wants to get everybody to recognize that you can do what I'm doing, okay? I mean, or if I can do it, you can do it kind of attitude. And I'm so blessed because there are different ways that we learn. Everybody has a different learning approach, either by seeing, feeling, doing. I'm a doer and a feeler. So anything I'm having to do with technology since day one is always, I get a little frightened by it. But hey, I'm doing this. It's simplistic. I want to add to it and make it so it's more appealing to you. And with AI and this incredible new era coming down the pike, it's really exciting. And I want to be part of this. It gets me going, you know. Maybe that's something you might want to consider. But yes, isn't it gorgeous? It's got this beautiful kind of yellow and just, it's definitely a stone that's also known for luck. So carry it with you if you feel like you want to be lucky. There are certain times in our lives when it's spot on for luck, so you want to definitely utilize this as well. I'm going to use this to infuse the reading, of course, per usual. So we're going to get on with that reading. And I'm using a new deck that I got, and I'm loving it very much. It's called the Small Spells Tarot deck. And yeah, it's just really a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it a lot so far because the first time I've used it for the new year. And the box looks like this. So the readings are shorter, and I'm saying they're about, I was saying originally 15 minutes. That's funny. No, they've been about 28, close to 30. There's lots to be said. So let me break down a little bit about the astrology briefly, because I'm very interested in that. We all are affected by it, some more than others once again, but particularly the moons. We just had the new moon on the 30th, which was the second new moon in December, way back in 2024, yesterday. And well, 2 days ago was the second new moon, but it's in Capricorn, and that's really about success and being grounded and really focusing on how we want to move forward to bring the most comfort and stability and security on this earthly plane, the material world, the tangible, right? I mean, with the Pisces rising that I have, I honestly believe, and it seems to work so far, I'm a hard worker. I show up every day. I did take today off, but I've been doing stuff all day long towards my goals and my job. So as a massage therapist, I absolutely love it, but I've completely forgotten basically what I was going to say. I am so sorry. Oh, I don't know. Bottom line is just, let's keep moving here. Maybe you can finish the sentence for me. I don't know. But yeah, I've completely, it's escaped me. Anyway, we're going to be doing a six card spread, and it is going to be past, present, future, the first 3 cards, and then I'm going to clarify with 3 more cards. I will finish with an oracle message, specifically for all the beautiful Leos there. And, oh, I started to say it, and that's what it was. Forgive me. So we had the new moon. Then we have a full moon happening in the sign of Cancer. So, Leo, as I mentioned, Mars had gone into your sign. It was in Cancer for a couple months, went into your sign on the 6th of December, went into it went before that, but it went retrograde on the 6th of December in your sign. It's going back into Cancer retrograde on the 6th of January. next Monday. And then it's going to go direct on the 23rd of February. So your momentum is building as far as the energy, but by that time, I think you'll feel pretty much recharged and raring to go. Mind you, there's two other very important retrogrades affecting the collective and all Leos, and that is the Venus retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and then going back into Aries for a little bit, for about, 6 weeks? And then lastly, the next Mercury retrograde. So before April, there's a lot of that. So there's a whole lot of retrospection going on, a whole lot of planning, and this is good, and if you've had the time to take off and relax, a lot of places are closed. I don't have that luxury, and I'm fine with that. As an independent contractor, you just, you show up. But when you love it, it's not like work, you know what I mean? So, but bottom line, let us do the reading for you and see what Spirit wants you to know specifically, okay? And how it's playing out thus far. So the recent past will be the first card. And you have the World. Wow. Okay, the World is Major Arcana. And it's the last card of the zodiac. That travel, the whole thing, starting from the Fool and the journey, if you will. Through all the cards, the Major Arcana, and there's 22. This is the 21st. Well, that's because 0 is the Fool and the 1 is the Magician. So this is about transformation, definitely. I cannot emphasize enough about last year being the beginning of a lot of transitions for a lot of people, but this is really what you started. You're going to absolutely complete. This is a 9-year, which is all about completion. That is what the number 9 represents in numerology, and it's a very spiritual number. So there's a lot of guidance and a lot of love involved, and we have, my goodness, the eclipses are changing, and they're going to be in North Node Pisces, and starting in March, in the last one of Aries, which is very conducive for you, and you will be affected by more than other signs because of being a fellow fire sign, will be on March 29th. So stay tuned for that too. Prior to April, like I said, all in the mix of the retrogrades, but that energy of the eclipses will be there too. So it's a gamut, but it's all good. I mean, it's all just becoming the best we can be, and and following along, and having free will as well as to how you respond and how you choose to move forward. There's a lot of choices here to be had. I also feel like there's travel. There's definitely travel when it comes to the World card, and because you want to leave and go places and have fun. It's not all about hard work and that sort of thing. It's really relative to your age and what you're doing, and whether you're retired or whether you're about to be, or this is it could be traveling of the mind too, and it makes me think. We have Jupiter, which has been in retrograde as well. All the planets, the outer planets, pretty much tend to go retrograde at the same time around the latter part of the year, every year. And so everything's starting to, build itself back, and we're going to get started by, like I said, spring and March. It's like you start this whole new year, really, and you're just like raring to go. You've got all your ducks in a row and that sort of thing. And the thing is it could be a thing of the mind where you're traveling in the mind, and there's just so much thought, and you're really involved in your next new concept or your next new idea, and being the best, and you don't want anything. If it has your name on it, Leos, you want to shine. Absolutely. So I love this for you. It could have to do with foreign, international, long distance, but it could also be short distance. Maybe you're traveling a little bit more often for a second job, or just going places you hadn't before comes to mind with the World. Having the World in your hand, there's the sun right at the top, like you've got this. And the 4 cards represent the different fixed signs specifically, which you happen to be one of. So you may be very affected by that in itself. It's kind of a directive towards you. I'm seeing you shine, though, as usual, and you wouldn't have it any other way, and you will work very hard, and you do, to accomplish and be the best at what you do. So let's move on to your present energy, and that is Well, that's you again. Isn't that something? Strength. This is the Leo card. This is definitely, along with the sun, this is the courage and the, amazingly enough, but not surprising to me, because Spirit's always right on, the solar plexus, you know, that keeping that strength, keeping that inner belief and strength is gonna take you wherever you need to go and travel wherever you need to travel. We have that much power. So that's with you, and I love that. So keep the strength. And if you've been under the weather, you're feeling like, you know, I don't know, Marianne, I don't know if it has to do with the Mars retrograde or not, but this is something to look into. Please do look into it. I'm not a doctor, and I'm definitely never going to, you know, try to play that part other than to read messages and maybe give you some insights to natural things that I use product-wise when I'm feeling like I have a cold or something of that nature. Very light. Yeah, that's perfect. You're feeling in your strength, and you knowing it, regardless of any kind of aspect of the planets, which is real, you'll bounce back tenfold. And lastly, we have the new moon starting in the sign of Aquarius, which will be on the 29th. And we actually go into Aquarius season on January 20th. And we know there's a lot of things happening collectively at that moment. So who's to say? But the whole transfer of Pluto into Aquarius is really bringing on this strong feeling of changes and independence and freedom and working as in groups and collective, you know, processes, and just, you know, I'm extremely excited about it. It's an air sign. It's breaking free of old restrictions, you know. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is, it's the unexpected planet for sure. And it can be great or not, but it is what it is. Several planets are changing their sign that they've been in for many years. We'll get into that each month as it happens. Uranus is one of them. But yeah, we're all affected in some way or another. I love this for you. Let's go on to the future and what's going on with you, Leo. Okay, so this is what you do. You plan your next move, literally and figuratively. You keep the strength about it. You have complete confidence in what you choose to do. Write it down, whatever you want to do, and then you have the star. And that's the Aquarius right there. So you will be affected by the Aquarius. The Aquarius is actually your polar opposition. So, you know, that says something, that says a lot. And all the eclipses run with the polarity signs, you know, the ones directly across, which are always kind of a part of them in some way, if for no other reason, because they are the opposition of them. That brings people together a lot of times. It's an attraction for sure. Not for everybody, but many people. And regardless, that is how the eclipses run. So the North Node, these next series of eclipses happening for 18 months plus is going to be, like I said, Pisces, and the polarity of the South Node being Virgo. That's a healing time. That is definitely spiritually oriented, and definitely just faith and trust, and, you know, allowing just things we could never have imagined before, right? And keeping our hearts open and having compassion and forgiveness and loving, which you do so well, Leo. The star, boy, that's fantastic. Hold on to the dream. Never let go of the dream. What other things? Purple cards. It looks like doves for peace. Pisces, you know, fish. Oh, yeah. Imagination, creativity, something you have oodles of. Let's do the confirmation, okay, for each card. I would be perfectly fine ending this reading for you with this because it's gorgeous. But we'll do what I said. So we'll do the confirmation on the world. What does that mean exactly for you? Can we narrow it down, Spirit? We have the Chariot. That's another card about movement. This represents Cancer. We have the full moon on the 13th in Cancer. That's going to be very, very emotional, very much about our feelings. And, you know, a lot of times fire signs have feelings, for heaven's sakes. They're very passionate, but they get over it really fast. And I think they tend to think with people who are overly sensitive, and I'm one of those people, I feel, in a lot of ways, with the Pisces rising. People don't always know, but oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like I feel everything and everyone, and it's a big part of the Cancer water element as well. And the Chariot is the success. It is riding your, you know, your vehicle, whatever that may be, your body, being in charge of your body and having more control over what goes in and out of it, and exercising more and just taking charge to literally a vehicle, maybe getting a new one, but certainly it's victory. You're going places, you're doing things, you're moving. There's a movement. So enjoy this piece that may have occurred for you, or that you have requested or created because you wanted at this time, because it would be perfect and suited for this time. But yeah, 2 cards of incredible movement, and just, I don't know, just the world is your oyster. So wow, that is really beautiful. And then to clarify the the Strength card, which we've already talked about, but 7 of Swords. Okay. 7 of Swords is known as the Trickster card a lot of times, but what you're not seeing is in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which is always the one that I refer to because it was the first deck I had, and most people had that. It's been around forever, but it's a great original deck that you can use as a reference, you know, because sometimes these beautiful decks are amazing, and they still make sense, and they still stick to the, you know, the way the card is supposed to be read and what it stands for, but it's the demonstration and illustrations are different. So the 7 of Swords is somebody stealing things in broad daylight. Now, you may catch somebody doing something that's not exactly on the up and up. You yourself may not be completely being honest and maybe tricking yourself about something. I can't dismiss that. The swords represent the air, so, you know, there could be conversations and things that you've had and you're done, because a lot of times it shows 2 swords are there, but the other 5 are being taken away, you know, like, I'm not doing this anymore. I've got another way to go about things. I don't need to argue. I don't need to have conflict. I'm going to do it my way, and there's that. Just a different perspective on how you're doing things. It is a positive sign card, really, because it's showing us and it's teaching us. And anytime we learn something, even though it's not the way I would necessarily choose to learn, it's definitely a thumbs up for me, because that is what our life is about. As long as you're learning, you're growing, you're good. So keeping the strength when you're being faced with the fact that you've come up with some real important epiphanies about yourself, about someone else, and whether you want them in your life or they need to go. And that's the completion aspect of the 9 year, you know. Let's clear the clutter. The swords are about straightforward, you know, discussions and cutting out things that don't work and shouldn't be there anyway. So I think it works very well for the Strength card, and just, yeah, keeping the faith. 7 is a spiritual number too. You're being guided, you know, it tends to show up with difficulties. And then how you're being, you've always got that beautiful guardian angel or spirit guide, anybody you want to, you know, speak to, your own higher power, maybe a priest or a clergy, whatever. It's to each his own. It's there. You're not alone, okay? And please reach out at times. It's so much healthier. And then the last is the star. So what can we confirm about that other than, you know, your wishes are coming true? You have one in mind, particularly, I would imagine, I always recommend you stay focused on 1, maybe 2. I mean, I do that and more, but I'm really working on that because the energy gets dispersed. So let's just keep it really, you know, funneled and on the straight and narrow with your star dream. And you have the 6 of Swords, okay? See, so this is beautiful. This is the card 6 is the 6th house. It could also be just you finding the balance in your day-to-day, you know, that's making sure that you are recognizing this is also 6 represents the planet Venus. And Venus goes into Pisces tomorrow, so it's going to be really noticeable, I think, for a lot of people. I mean, Pisces is just all about love and compassion and caring and magic and, you know, anything is possible, like I said. So that's a beautiful thing. But also the Six of Swords is moving away from troubled waters. So when you have the dream and it's coming true and you've persevered and you've been patient and you've kept this faith and you've been strong, that's what'll happen. You just naturally gravitate towards the better part of your life, the better things, and away from the troubled waters. By the way, that was one of my favorite songs by Simon Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Just amazing. And that's what you're seeing, okay? And just with grace, with co-creation again, with guidance, definitely with love. So I'm going to leave it at that. I love this for you. You know, I can go on and on. I'm happy because, like I said, there's been a dip in the energy, and it was specifically for you. And I know that that's something that could probably have you questioning things, but not anymore. It's a very short little stay in the big spectrum of life, right? So I'm going to finish with your oracle message and just tell you I love you and appreciate your time and taking the time. And once again, if you like what you're seeing, let me know. Please share and just spread the wealth for me, okay? That would be wonderful. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid, a great author of many, many decks. I admire her, and she is a mentor to me in some ways too. Many readers are. And so for you, the last message is the Shadow Queen. Acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. And this is interesting because this is card 16, which equals to 7, 1 plus 6. Now, I'm going to liken this and put it right here, right next to the 7 of Swords. This being the acquiring knowledge about, well, the insecurity, maybe losing the strength that you thought you had, which is all in our mind. Well, not always. I mean, it could be physical, but it starts in the mind and thinking that you can never get back something. But I am definitely equating it to this manipulation, because that's what this trickery card can do to ourselves into thinking things that just aren't true. You know, that self-talk, that, yeah, just not being as loving as we really need to be. I mean, you're like that with other people. Just turn that around on yourself. If you're ever feeling like you're not enough, you're more than enough. We all are. So just a word to the wise, you know, these are the oracle. They mean a lot. This is Spirit really sending this message out of love and compassion to just be aware and forearmed, forewarned, as they say. So yeah, just keep the bright light on, all right? You are the sun-ruled sign, after all. Happy New Year. Lots of beautiful things ahead. I appreciate your time again. Thank you so much. Bye for now.